Hey folks, today we're going to be going over the Archmage amulet craft that I have been doing. It's the current amulet that I am wearing. It is a full damage amulet. There are no defenses on it, so just to be aware, that is what we are going after today. If you wanted to have a full defense amulet, it's pretty easy to swap up the prefixes and get yourself that kind of amulet, but that's not what we're doing here. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the craft. Step one is quite simple. We are going to either purchase or obtain a spirit fractured amulet for ourselves. In particular, we're looking for a solar amulet that is at least level 75 so that we can hit +3 all spell later down the line. That's step one, quite simple. Step two is now just chaos spam for cast speed. We're looking for cast speed in particular because if you hit spell damage, it has a damage tag, which means that you can later hit critical damage instead of hitting the cast speed or the all spell. So cast speed we want because it has the caster modifier, and it only has caster modifier, meaning that when we go to the next step, we will only hit the other caster modifiers. This will take roughly 100 chaos orbs, maybe more if you're unlucky. Anyway, it's going to look like this. All right. So as you can see, we have obtained our solar amulet with the spirit fracture, and now we're going to chaos spam it for the cast speed. Hopefully we can hit in 100 to hit the tier 2 cast speed, 100 chaos orbs here. But I don't, never mind, we're feeling pretty lucky. Tier 1 cast speed. To hit tier 1 cast speed, this is like 200 chaos orbs on average for a level 80 amulet. So we got pretty lucky here. Anyway, we'll move on to the next step. For step 3, we're going to add the remaining caster modifiers. To do this, you need to activate your Omen of Homogenizing Exaltation, Omen of Greater Exaltation, and use a Perfect Exalted Orb. Using a Perfect Exalted Orb is necessary here in order to guarantee the +3 to all spell, and then you'll also hit tier 2 spell damage at a minimum. So it's going to look like this. All right, step 3 is the standard homogenizing slam. We need to use a Perfect Exalted Orb here because we will hit +3 all spell, and you will hit spell damage on this slam. So make sure you have the double slam activated, and then bang. There you go. We got pretty lucky. You can hit tier 2 spell damage here, but you will always hit +3 all spell so long as you use a perfect Exalted Orb. If you want to try your luck with a graded Exalted Orb to maybe like save on cost, you can do that. Wouldn't recommend it. Just use a perfect Exalted Orb. Guarantee that thing. Anyway, that's step 3. For step 4, we're going to desecrate the suffix, specifically adding a Kurgle modifier. To do this, you will need to use an Omen of the Black Blooded and an Omen of the Dextral Necromancy in order to add a Kurgle suffix desecration to the bottom. You will also need to use a Omen of Abyssal Echoes when you go to unveil it, because it is not a guaranteed modifier to hit the one we are looking for, which is mana on kill. We're looking for mana on kill so that when we add the last prefix, it will be mana. So here's what's going to look like. For step 4, here we are. We have our amulet with all the spells on it. Now we are going to activate a Omen of the Black-Blooded, Destral Necromancy, and put the collarbone on. What this will do is guarantee the Kurgle mod and guarantee that is in the suffix. We have to do this because we are looking for a particular modifier, which is mana on kill. We're looking for mana on kill. Luckily, we got it. This is not a guaranteed thing with the reroll. I think it's like a pretty good chance. I don't know the math on it. It's a pretty good chance to see it with the reroll. But if you don't hit it, you will have to use Omens of Light, which will increase the cost of this craft. But yeah, luckily we hit. So that's pretty nice. Anyway, that is step 4. For step 5, we are now going to finish the prefixes, which is going to be either flat mana or percent mana. What you're going to do is activate the Omen of Homogenizing Exaltation again, and then use a Perfect Exalted Orb. You want to use a Perfect Exalted Orb here because flat mana has a lot of modifier tiers that it can hit, and using the Perfect eliminates 2 of the bottom modifier tiers, I believe, maybe 2 or 3 more compared to a greater Omen here. So a perfect omen will make the item much better, in my opinion. Anyway, it's going to look like this. All right, now for step 5, the last step in this process is to slam the final modifier on here. Because there are no more spell modifiers that you can hit in the prefix, and there are no damage modifiers that you can hit in the prefix, you are guaranteed to hit either flat mana here or percent mana. For my build, and I think for most builds in particular, the flat mana is a little bit better, but the percent mana is also quite acceptable. If you don't like what you got, then you can use prefix annuls to get rid of this, the Sinestral Annulment Omens, but those are pretty pricey, so I don't recommend it. So you want to use a perfect Exalted Orb here, specifically because the mana mods have many tiers that they can hit, and a perfect Exalted Orb will cut out, I think, 2 of the lower tiers compared to the Greater Orb. So hopefully we hit tier 2 mana at the most, because tier 1 mana is a level 82 mod, so the best we can hit here is tier 2 for the flat mana, or tier 1 for the percent mana. And we hit tier 4. Like I said, there's a lot of mods that you can hit for the mana here. But that's the whole craft. It's done pretty quick. All right, and that's the whole craft. If you like the video, please leave a like below. If you have any questions, comment, and I will try to answer them as soon as I see them. I try to answer like every comment possible. This is probably the last crafting video of the league, unless somebody has like specific questions, or if there's somebody who really wants like another specific kind of crafting video. But that's it. I've given every crafting portion for my whole Archmage Sorceress character basically at this point. So hopefully maybe like next week, maybe we can talk about our hopes and dreams for 0.4. You know, I'm really hoping that GGG puts out something here soon announcing at least a release date for 0.4, and I really hope that they are sticking to their December timeline, because it would be great to be able to just game all day, all night over Christmas break. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, folks. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.